There once was a man from Boline who invented a jack-off machine, and at 34 strokes the dick sucker broke and turned his balls into whipped cream. What's up, guys? Gargants 5 here. Gorgeous day here in Stanley County, North Carolina. Figured I'd get out here and hop on the bike and run around a little bit before this beautiful sunshine goes away. Like I said, I was going to work on a whole topic thing, and I actually, don't kill me, have one brought up finally. And today's topic is going to be about why I ride a motorcycle. Figured I'd go ahead and cover this one. Everybody usually covers, that one at one point or another. And figure we'd run you through some beautiful lake scenery while I was talking about it. Check out the police there. At least they're not behind me. That's a good thing. Anywho, why I ride a motorcycle? Well, basically, it's my stress relief. It keeps me sane. I play music and stuff, which that's very enjoyable. It's fun, but it does have its times where it's just like, nah, okay, I don't feel like picking up my guitar or picking up my bass or playing my drum set. But I've got an electric drum set, so if I do play, I can keep it down to a minimum. I can throw on my headset and nobody will really hear me playing any, which is a good thing because, well, I'm not the best in the world when it comes down to a set of drums. I can at least make the guitar sound half decent. I'm fairly good on the bass, but yeah, drums, I'm your typical pocket drummer, I guess you would say, even if that. But take you down this little road here. Let's see here, Luther Park. It's a beautiful little area down through here. They actually have a vineyard down here where they grow for making wine and stuff like that. But there's like everybody was telling you before, there's not a whole lot to do around here, and it's easy to get kind of bummed out with the situation, jobs and the way things are around here, and it's when I get on my bike, I forget about all of that crap. I don't think about the bills. I don't think about the typical stressful stuff. Hey, I need to do this, the car insurance is due, this has to be done, that has to be done. And of course, they're doing frickin' road work down here. And oh well, I'll take y'all in and let you see the little bitty marina down here. Actually used to be a real nice, I guess it's going to be more than just a video about why I ride, but kind of there used to be let me take it right here. There's a little marina right here, drops off at the lake. Nice, beautiful little spot, that is one thing. We don't have very much around here, but we do have a lake, and it's fairly well taken care of. I mean, you'll see trash here and there, but not usually too bad. See a little dock, little boat landing. Wish I had a boat. but I'm glad I don't. These things are money pits. Love boats, they're money pits. You can get a reliable boat, but those are very pricey. Anywho, and also, you know, it's when I'm riding, you know, it's even hard for me to really kind of stay on topic, because, you know, when you're riding your bike, you're paying attention to everything else, you know, what's going on around you, other than just the scenery. You know, what are the people in front of you, behind you doing? You get beautiful views like the lake right there. You know, it's really relaxing, and you get to, you know, immerse in the environment while you're riding, which I'm sure all you that do ride know this. You know, you ride through a place, you ride through a valley, it's cold, you feel the cold, especially on hot days. It's wonderful because it feels great. Or golly, I'm right through all this mess. Hello, Mr. Tractor. Get you some. That's right, run. Okay, don't stop. Okay. All right, you win. I'll go. But you get to experience everything, you know, from the weather, the hot, the cold, downside the rain. It's most uncomfortable thing just about, other than extreme cold. Well, cold and rain together, but you get to enjoy the sights, the smells too. You don't realize what you lose when you're in a car, but you pick up the smells of, you know, if you ride by, usually in a car, if you've got the window down, you know how it is, you can smell the grass if it's been cut. But you drive by a deeply heavily wooded area or something, and you can smell the leaves in the trees, and then you ride by fresh cut lawns and you can smell those, and they're just tearing this road up all to pieces around here. But you know, it's a full immersion. And you know, that whole concept of they talk about riding bikes making you a better car driver, and I could see that as being completely possible, because I feel like it's made me a better car driver, because I look out for more nowadays of what's going on. I notice more. I'm a lot more aware of my surroundings, and you know, of course, I mean, my father always told me one very important thing: when you ride a motorcycle, and he rode for years, and you know, and unfortunately due to health problems, my father can no longer ride. Usually, like during the winter when these trees are all, sorry, my ADD's kicking in again. When these trees are all bare, you can see the lake all the way across. It's real beautiful. But ever since, you know, when my father was driving, well, there used to be a house right there. My father used to ride. He told me one important thing. He said, you ever start riding, he said, and you do any kind of riding, any distance, anywhere, anytime, he says, always keep your eyes open for one, pay attention to everything, and most importantly, ride like everyone is trying to kill you. And I kind of laughed at him about that until I took my first trip to Charlotte. And therein, very quickly, I learned that that is a very legit statement. And you know, I mean, and I've never been the type to, you know, regret admitting my father is right. My dad's right, you know, he's right. You know, that's point blank. You know, he's been on this earth way longer than I have, knows way more, has way more life experience than I do. You know, but I didn't really take into account how much weight that little comment held. But yeah, I wouldn't trade it. You know, I wouldn't trade it for anything though. I was you know, listening to a couple of the other folks that were talking a couple days ago, like hanging out with a back road and checking out One Down Four Up, or AKA Motobat. Was checking out his I hope I said that right, I think it was Motobat, but was checking out his video on that, and he was talking about, you know, when's too old to ride, or when do you feel like you'll stop riding. And well, until my, you know, body just can't take it anymore, or it's the end of the road, you know, it's the only reason I will quit riding. I mean, I've ridden, I was how old was I? I was probably 9 or 10 years old when I rode my first like mini bike, which was a little Honda CR50, 3-speed and semi-automatic, and that was a fun little bike, dude. That thing, I remember one year we actually got it from my grandpa. There's another marina here, and we got it from my grandpa. It was actually originally my uncle's, and after my uncle had it, and then my cousins rode it, and it sat over there and sat over there at my grandpa's house, and then years later my grandmother passed away, and my grandfather moved around, and actually the mini bike wound up at my house. And this thing had taken mine. It had bald tires, didn't have a seat, it just had a metal plate about that big, you know, that was on it for a seat. And dude, I rode that thing every frickin' where I could, and this was before I was mechanically inclined at all whatsoever. So other than just maybe changing the spark plug, putting some gas and some oil in it, I didn't know what the heck I was doing. So I rode that thing a good solid 2 months. Had all kinds of fun on it every day. And then you know, one day it wouldn't start, and my dad was just kind of sick of seeing it, because it was in a horrible state of disrepair, and he just went ahead and chunked it. It really wasn't worth putting the money in to try to keep it running, because it needed so much. But anyways, got rid of that, and then you know, I still wanted to ride real bad, wanted to ride, you know, something. And the next thing I rode actually was my dad's bike. I really learned how to ride on that, and that was a 85? Was that 80? Oh, might have been an 85, 86 Honda Shadow 750 V-twin. And man, I loved that bike. You want to talk about a comfortable bike? That bike had it. And I used to ride it all around the yard. And unfortunately, I'm a short guy. You know, I'm like a screaming 5'5" on a good day with my boots on, standing on my tippy toes. And when I was coming through the yard one day, this was after I was learning how to ride a little bit. He used to let me take it around the yard and stuff like that. And we had a little church in front of our house that the road, our end of our driveway just pretty much lined up with it. So he just let me, you know, eyeball and walk it across the road and ride around the parking lot over there. But we used to live in a big country farmhouse, and had on one side of the farmhouse there was just a big wraparound teardrop shaped driveway, and it was all flat grass. There was one or two little hills in it, and on one spot there was just like a big opening for like a pardon me, but it was a big opening that and then it ran up to the edge of the driveway, and part of that driveway was there was a dip that was probably I'd say 3 foot wide and about 6 or 7 foot long, but it was only like 4 inches deep, 3 or 4 inches deep, and I was riding through it on that 750, and I was crawling, and I stalled the bike out. Well, the problem is I was riding through this little dip when that happened, and when I did that, back tire was on the one side of the dip, front tire was on the other side of the dip. As soon as it got up to the top, the bike cut off, and I couldn't touch ground on either side. I was trying so hard. I sat there and balanced the bike left and right for about 3-4 seconds, and then it came on down, and then on my left side, it just slowly but surely. I laid the bike over. I laid it over. That, I didn't drop it. I laid the bike over. And I remember going into the house and telling my dad, oh God, because I'm like, oh God, I'm scared he's gonna kill me. He's just gonna, fire the bike up on its side and stick my face in the spokes. And this is the way I'm thinking, and I walk in here and I'm like, Dad, and he's like, what, buddy? I was like, I laid the bike down. And he's like, well, okay. Is it all right? I think it is. Okay, well, did you pull it back up? No, I'm like, no, I didn't pull it back up. It's still laying over. He's like, well, pick it up and bring it over here. Me, I was a bit of a sissy around that age. I was not yet cornbread fed big country boy then yet, as far as heavy. So I didn't have much ass at all behind me, and it took all I had to get that bike stood back up. I pushed it forward a little bit and fired it up, and got the back into the rut, and was able to throw my leg over it and get it pulled out. And I remember I pulled it around the back, and my dad walked out with this face on like he was just gonna murderlize me, and I'm like, oh my God. And he looked at me, and he looked at the bike, and he looked at me, and he says, you done riding? I'm like, I guess. And he's like, well, if you're done riding, put it up. If not, keep on riding it. I'm like, you're kidding me. Here I am having freaking a mini heart attack over something that Pops didn't care. He was just glad that I was okay. But needless to say, riding's it's not really been in my family, but for years, my dad rode for 30 years, maybe, probably, yeah, close to 30 years before he got his health issues and all that stuff. And he enjoys the fact that I ride now. My uncle on my mother's side of the family, I believe, is the only one that still rides, and he had an accident a while back. It didn't mess him up that bad, but I think it's kind of perturbed him from getting out there and doing anything else as far as riding anymore. I mean, I think he's still got his bike, and I think he's going to get back to riding. I think he's just trying to heal up first. I think it hurt his pride worse than it hurt anything else. And I guess after all that straightens out, he'll be okay. But he's about the only one in the family right now that rides. My brother inherited my father's 750, but it had sat for so long. What's up, guys? Had sat for so long that it's in a state of disrepair. It needs some love, and he's just not that with it to give it the kind of love it needs. But he's not in the position that he can. I think he could do it. It's just the means. But I get over there and help him if I have more free time. But this is about all I get to do in my spare time for not doing this and playing a little music. I'm working at home, and when I do the school thing, I'll be locking the rest of my time down. But I ride. It keeps me sane. It gives me something to do. And the whole moto vlogging community on YouTube here is just phenomenal. one of the coolest cats I've met so far. You know, I like, you know, like Reverend Rab, More Bad Ideas, of course Jake the Garden Snake, Chase on Two Wheels, Modonosity, One Down Four Up, AZ Ninja Guy, you know, TikTok, Sergeant R6. I mean, I could just keep on listening to them on and on and on and on. No offense, guys, I'm sorry, but I got the memory of a goldfish. I'm glad I remembered that many. But it's turned into a really great community, and I think that, you know, it's gives us all a little outlet to kind of be happy as, you know, and doing something productive, and we're all enjoying ourselves. And I'm meeting some really freaking cool people on the way, you know. And you know, I'd like to give a little shout out to especially to Backroad Moto, because he's, you know, kind of helping me out. You know, if it hadn't been for him, I wouldn't be doing this right here, because he was helping me out about getting positioning with my camera and fixing my audio and all this other stuff. So definitely go check him out. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap it up. I know I missed a lot of stuff, but I plan on keep on doing videos, so hopefully I'll catch it all up later. I'll catch up with y'all guys later. This is Gargantus 5. Later.